What's up, conscious creators? Alex here, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you how to stop worrying about how you're acting around other people all the time. How to escape the compulsion to be someone else who you're not, because really you just want to be yourself. You're sick of keeping up appearances and you want to feel free to be who you are. By the end of this video, you'll know the tools and the signposts that I and other people have used to escape the struggle and live a life with so much more social freedom and the ability to be fully relaxed around others so you can fully be yourself and have people like you for who you are. And because in this video, I'm going to be giving you a lot of information that all works together to help you, I'd love for you to pay close attention until the very end of this video so you can get all the information and apply it to get the positive results. And a very quick announcement before we get straight into it. A few more slots have opened up for the free one-to-one with me to see if you'd be a good fit for the Consciousness Revolution program. So if that interests you, head over to speaktoalex.com or wait till the end of the video for more details. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. How to be yourself around anyone. So first things first, if you're aiming to be yourself around anyone, you first have to define what the word yourself is pointing towards. You see, you have your thoughts about you in your awareness, and you have the awareness that your thoughts arise within. But who are you? The thoughts about you, or the one who's aware of them? Stay with me here. I'd like for you to contemplate that for a second, but not by thinking about it, by going directly to your experience right now. Go directly to your experience. You have your awareness, right? Then you have thoughts that appear within your awareness. You have thoughts that are known, and you have the knower of those thoughts. Yes, the thoughts are an aspect of you, but when you really go to your experience, you see that there is an open, ever-present awareness that they arise within, which goes way deeper than any thought. The awareness that you essentially are. And that's the you we're really referring to. Because the reason why you're not being yourself around other people is because thoughts about you arise within your awareness and you identify with them. Thoughts that might say something like, I could make a fool out of myself. I need to scope these people out. I need to make sure that I don't say the wrong thing. Or I need this person to like me. Or just this unconscious pull toward acting small, people pleasing, or trying to impress someone. Because this mind-made sense of self is trying to protect itself. And there's this corresponding feeling or set of feelings that go along with it. Usually this uneasiness or tightness or discomfort in the body. Both the thought and the feeling together are what constitutes what we call fear, anxiety, or worry, right? In this context, specifically around social situations. But prior to the thoughts and the feelings is the awareness that they arise within. The awareness that you essentially are, which can't be harmed by any thought or feeling about you. So to fully be yourself around anyone, you have to remain aware of that awareness that you essentially are, that deeper dimension within, and catch yourself before you start unconsciously identifying with thoughts in the mind that tell a story about how you should be acting in a particular way, especially ways that don't serve you, ways that have you acting out a particular narrative about people pleasing or trying to impress the other person, trying not to say anything silly or have the other person like you, or ways that have you avoiding social interactions altogether. You need to catch yourself going down that rabbit hole of mind identification, unconsciously following these thoughts and acting out the behaviors associated with them. You see, perhaps you experience something in the past that led you to believe that you have to act in a particular way to protect yourself, to stop yourself from getting hurt or losing love. And that decision kept on playing out in recent times in a way that no longer serves you. And maybe because you feel like you had to limit yourself and contract down into something you're not in order to stay safe and loved, there's fear or discomfort associated with letting go. Letting go of that mind-made image about yourself and who you're apparently supposed to be or how you're apparently supposed to act. Perhaps you simply believe that you have to act a certain way to be a certain type of person, or to be liked, or to win that job interview, or to be found attractive. But the truth is, you're the most attractive and likable when you act as yourself prior to these mind-made images about yourself. And to be yourself, you simply have to remain as that awareness that you essentially are. Now, of course, we have personas. There's aspects of your character that you expose to other people at certain times. And to a degree, it's wise to step in and out of them from time to time. For example, you might be super silly around your friends, just singing and dancing and joking around all the time. And it's probably best not to do that in the middle of an important work meeting or out of the blue in the middle of an interview, of course. So you put on these temporary personas, maybe one that turns down the volume on a certain aspect of your personality and turns up the volume on another for convenience sake. And when we act as ourselves from awareness, we can do this consciously. We can consciously decide to tone down the jokes in certain work situations, not stand up and dance in the middle of a cinema, or talk about generally different things with our friends than we do with our grandma. We do this to approach social situations with intelligence and to serve our life and others. But it no longer comes from a place of consciously identifying with a mind-made sense of self and its interest in protecting itself. You no longer have to get uncontrollably pulled along by these feelings and corresponding thoughts that say, I have to act a certain way to be liked. You just know that you're essentially the awareness prior to these thoughts and feelings. You simply hold a space for these thoughts and feelings to exist without taking them all so seriously and getting your attention pulled along by all of them. Now, here's the thing with unconscious mind identification, is that the stronger the feeling is, the more tempting it is to identify with the thought. The feeling says, this thought is important, and it has the effect of trying to pull your attention into the thought. But all you have to do is stay as yourself prior to the thoughts and the feelings, to relax into that and just be the space for them to exist. Because although the feeling may seem uncomfortable at first, they can't ultimately survive the light of your awareness. If you have severe social anxiety and the feelings are so strong that you can't ever seem to catch yourself getting caught in the mind identification, then you can do something called exposure therapy, where you gradually expose yourself to social situations that make you feel uncomfortable, but in a controlled and managed way. Perhaps you just start by asking 20 shop assistants how their day has been, and asking a stranger for some help with picking something in a shop, and keep working your way up from there. This exposure therapy is something that you can do by yourself or with someone else, and I would definitely recommend it for those with severe social anxiety because I've seen it help other people. But also, to be honest, when you stay as yourself prior to the thinking and just hold the space for that feeling and really be with that. The feeling isn't really that uncomfortable. It just might feel a little intense for a bit. In severe circumstances, it can be helpful to breathe slowly and anchor the attention into the body for a space for that energy. And then using that energy as a big signpost pointing you back to your awareness, to stay as that awareness, as yourself. And if you want to make it easier, I invite you now to take off the expectations, to put aside the expectations about you having to be anyone or anything in particular. And I invite you to accept yourself as you are, to accept your life situation as it is, and accept the level of skills and amount of knowledge that you currently have. And I invite you to forgive yourself, to know that, yeah, you can try to make things right, but constant self-berating keeps you in unnecessary suffering. To know that, yes, we all would prefer to be liked, but if we are going to be liked, it has to be for who we really are at the deeper level, right? Not this false sense of self that inevitably we'll never be able to maintain anyway. At some point the cracks are going to show, so you might as well be yourself anyway. If there's, particular social situations that it's wise to calibrate for, like weddings or funerals or interviews or dinner with the family at grandpa's, we do that, but at the same time with this knowledge of ourself. So next time you're in a social situation, try to catch yourself getting pulled in by those thoughts and feelings. Ask yourself, who is the one who knows this? Who is the one who is aware of these thoughts and feelings? Question the validity of them. Be conscious about whether they really serve you or not. And if you're on a date or, quite frankly, someone, with someone you haven't met before, know that the other person will ultimately have to love and accept you for who you are. So there's no point in trying to be anyone else anyway. There's no point in trying to impress them, because they'll just instinctively suss out that it comes from a place of insecurity, from identifying with a mind-made sense of self that feels like it isn't enough in some way or another. If you're in an interview, know that there is social calibration to be done to maximize your chances of being seen as someone who'll integrate well in a company, but not at the expense of completely hiding as you truly are. Give them some hints. Show them that you can follow rules and be cooperative, but that you also have the ability to show who you truly are, which will command respect and create connection. Know that these thoughts about having to impress this person don't serve you, and stay as the awareness that you essentially are, and act from that place. Act from that stillness and that calmness, even if that stillness is amongst some temporary emotions that will gradually dissolve as you stay as yourself, which is where all your true intuition, creativity, charisma, and true confidence will arise from. When you stay as yourself, you are naturally magnetic, because even if you're not perfect, people can tell that at least you're not trying to be someone else. And so this concludes the video, but before you go, some details about the Consciousness Revolution program. On this program, we help you overcome low confidence or low self-esteem that's holding you back from doing what you really want to do in your life. So if you want to finally overcome these blocks and create something that positively contributes to the world and in exchange, in return, brings abundance to your life, this program is for you. Or if you're a conscious entrepreneur that has had some momentum going, but has ran into some blocks and wants help taking things to the next level, this program is also for you. So head over to speaktoalex.com to book in a time for us to chat about solving your problems. But with that being said, like this video if you liked it, and of course, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any new videos helping you with conscious personal growth. Peace.